Hi, it's me again. About our Constitution that's being shredded by Elon Musk as a billionaire. He's originally from South Africa. And Donald Trump, who just wants to pay his rich friends $4 trillion as a tax break. And it's all coming from us. Look at my bags. I'm sick. Look at that. Uh, when I'm healthy, I don't look like that, but I'm really suffering stress from this administration. Um, I I did not vote for Donald Trump because Elon Musk did that for us. He has his own agenda, but I'll tell you, the man's not so smart. He said he has his SpaceX ships exploding. I doubt that he will go on one anytime soon because he'd probably end up being a crispy critter on one. The other thing is his Tesla cars, um, you know, people are burning them up and exploding them and destroying them. And his amount of money on Tesla is going down the tubes. It's called cause and effect. What you do to others comes back to you. Then his Starlink, countries have canceled contracts with Starlink. So even though he's a billionaire, like 3 or 400 billion, and he lost 66 million in whatever he had. Sorry, I'm looking pretty beat, folks. I hope you're feeling it like me. Uh, so there's things I want to talk about. I can only just pray to the universe, and I noticed this administration when I read about past civilizations and controlling people. That okay, one reason Musk wants a population is because a population of people work and they pay into the government with the taxes. So we're basically slaves. Some people say, no, I'm not a slave. I have a lot of freedom. But you think you have freedom, but you don't. In past civilizations, before we had one God, there were many gods on this planet who controlled people. Um, each civilization, like every 27,000 years, a god would come down on Earth and they would manipulate people's DNA to the point that we had intelligence and that we could do more than making fire and going out and hunting for animals. I mean, you can go online and read history and um, just find stuff for yourself. When you say, "Where's the proof?" Why be lazy and just sit there and not look for it? Uh, you know, I argue about the Bible because the Bible was written and manipulated 300 years after Jesus died, that it was put together and formulated by men that wanted certain things in the Bible to put fear into people, to have people controlled by one God, follow Him, and calling us all sinners and for the salvation of our souls, that Jesus was the man to do that. No, what Jesus taught us, and the church doesn't like to know this, is the kingdom of heaven is within us. And the Vatican and all the churches, if we were to say and wake up and say, wow, we have this power within ourselves. We don't need priests. We don't need to sit in a church giving more money to the Vatican. that already has billions of dollars and they have it in stocks. And in my area, they closed 9 churches down. I wonder why. Darkness covers the church. When you have the church and then you have a government together, it's a way of controlling people, power, and using fear. And that's how you control the masses. I'm not into that. I'm not going there. I follow Jesus because um I like his way, how he talked and his parables. And it wasn't just, the Bible wasn't there when Jesus was um speaking. um Seek and you will find, learn. Just like I have one friend that says, I only read the Bible, I'm not gonna like try to read that other stuff. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Don't you want to learn stuff or learn things that were not in the Bible? For instance, when the Dead Sea Scrolls were found, or Enoch's diaries, or Mary Magdalene's diaries, none of them were, and Thomas's scriptures. There's no way the men putting the Bible together wanted any of that stuff in there, because people would be thinking for themselves and directly talking to God and knowing that the kingdom of heaven is within us. Even atheists, there's a higher power out there. I know there's a higher power because when I was 17, and I've talked about this before, sorry, uh, I was drowning out in the ocean, and I I lost my energy, and I said I can't do this anymore. And right then, my soul came out of my flesh, and um, this huge man's voice spoke to me, and I always thought, was it my angel? Was it Jesus? Was it God? And when I listened to near death experiences where somebody said a booming male voice spoke to me, I mean, it was urgent. And he talked to me telepathically, and he saved me and put me back into my body and brought me back to the beach. And so I'm thinking, wow, that's interesting. And then I also think, you know, like in Egypt, how the Jews were slaves, each civilization used man as slaves. And before Jesus' time, I think about it, and before Moses, all civilizations and those that the Bible does not want to talk about used people for slaves. And if they genetically engineered us through time to think, be more intelligent than other animals, and continue to do work to pay taxes, it's just a very interesting story. It makes me want to do what Jesus said: seeking you will find, ask questions. Just don't. It's almost like I've had a Bible, King James Bible, for a very long time, and it was rewritten, I forget by who, but basically you're talking about controlling and making people fearful, and you know, do what, it's all control. It's all control is what I'm trying to say. Um, the other thing is the rapture, the revelation. John, which John wrote that? And who wrote that? And why would an all loving God, he only one time after Noah and the flood, and again, if you go into history and civilizations and what happened, besides the Bible, you get from these archaeologists, especially this Hebrew archaeologist I'm following on YouTube. you get to learn a little bit more about that flood and Noah. But it's just interesting to know that the rapture or revelation, maybe the rapture was already there. And when Jesus died and the church was toppled, it had already happened. And the church has darkness in it. And so Jesus already came. I mean, the revelations and all that are put in there is like, I question it. Like, if I were to go back to my real home, because we're not woke yet. And woke means our spiritual selves are in the material world and not really knowing our spiritual world, where we really came from. I said, Jesus, um, what's this about the rapture? He he never said anything. He talked about a second coming, but basically, a second coming would be for us when we die, we see Jesus again and we live on. I mean, what kind of punishment is it if you believe in reincarnation and your soul has to come back life after life and just work? And you're working for these higher beings, people that have money and control governments. The government's attached to the Vatican, people. And there are a lot of secrets that we don't know. We are like sheep. That's a thing I found out today, and I've been reading about it online. The mark of the beast is a chip that is in your wrist that that's how you're going to buy things. That's how you're going to pay for everything. And in that chip, it also controls your emotions, how you feel. And it sort of like suppresses your spirituality. And it makes you not like a robot, but it just controls everything about you besides using it as a spending tool. And people think that chip's going to be great in their arm. Are you kidding? And those who refuse it won't be able to buy anything, won't be able to pay bills, nothing. And I heard again today that the military are already using it. And one woman said, yeah, one man's wife, she has a chip in her and she just scans with her wrist and that's it. But there's more to that chip. It's control, power, it's controlling the masses. And let's get back to the budget. The budget that Elon Musk and the president is trying to take away from us, and to put fear in us and to control us. Um, that's darkness. That's just evil. I ask, like the higher universe, why, if you had a war with Lucifer at the time, and a third of his angels followed him to earth, why would you send them down to earth to punish us? I mean, what kind of God are you? You're supposed to be all loving and everything. I mean, when I was growing up and going to Catholic school, I had a priest say, God's going to hate you and you're going to go to hell. Who says that to 7 and 8 year old? Where's the love in the universe? Like, what the hell? Um, so here we have very rich Catholic Church connected to all governments and the military. They, I'd like to be in their basement one day and find out the truth to things that they hide from us because they're hiding a lot. The other thing is, and the media, social media, you cannot trust. Even if they say these are theories, conspiracy theories, and stuff like that, you cannot trust social media. That's another way of control, fear, and manipulation into people. I want to interject. The other day I went on Facebook and there was Trump. So I had to block him. So Mark Zuckerberg, when Trump was being sworn in, it was Elon next to him, then Mark, then Elon Zuckerman, Mark, and Jeff. Is there another person? Rich Amazon guy, Mark, Bill. I don't know if Bill Gates was there or not. You're talking about a country run by billionaires. And the devil will never put his left hand on a Bible to swear. He'd probably get hit by lightning or scorched, burned. And Trump knew that he couldn't do that. Liar. I like to say liar, liar, pants on fire. I like to see that. Now, cutting our budgets, the government's always had military and government experiments on us throughout life. You know about the black men that were given syphilis and tested. So they're paying for research to test that, probably to test biochemical uh, warfare on us. There was a test years ago in a New York tunnel to see how many people would get sick and be reported to hospitals. This is our government people. My dad, after World War II, said, never trust your government. They'll say one thing and turn around and do another thing. You know, um, so our souls, you have to remember, we have a soul in this flesh. We're stuck in this, and we're stuck in this material realm. It's and it, and being in America with materialism and buy, you're just putting money back into the system for these people to be rich. Thinking that with all these commercials you have to buy. So it's a never ending circle. Let me talk about Fort Knox. Uh, President Trump and Musk were talking about visiting Fort Knox. Well, it's really locked up, but what I found from a few whistleblowers is underground, they're doing experiments on, okay, Sasquatch, other people, and integrating DNA. And how's that paid? That's through the government somehow. And look, I don't want to hear that. This is my opinions. This is what I've been reading. I'm not going around blind. I'm opening my eyes up. I'm looking outside the box and keeping an open mind, okay? If many people say they've seen Sasquatch all these years and the military's covering it up, I don't believe the thing about, oh, then if we make them an endangered species, then our lumber industry will go bad. No, no. Park rangers know about Bigfoot, but the national parks are making money off of tourists. So they blame it on a bear attack or a cougar attack. They're not going to talk about another Homo sapien civilization living out in national forests and living differently from us. In fact, they did their DNA, and their DNA is 98% human. And so, somewhere along the line, we broke off from them, and they've been around a long time. So, again, I'm talking about the government. We have the government pushing down control on us. um, why do billionaires need a tax break? They have billions of dollars. Why hurt the middle class? Did Jesus teach, the meek shall inherit the earth, and they'll go to heaven before um, these billionaires? They're not Christians. their church is their money. Elon Musk, what he said disgusting about Social Security, and I got my Social Security card when I was like 12, and you start working and you put money for retirement from your paycheck until you retire, so you have some money when you retire to live off of. I mean, I thought that was a great idea, but not billionaire um Elon Musk. We don't have universal health care, but Elon Musk wants to destroy Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. Why do that to the majority of people that are living off of it or paid into it? It doesn't make sense. I believe that Medicare Advantage plans, those companies, those big companies, their premiums and deductibles, either way, whatever you pay, they're still making money. And some of them deny surgeries or deny knee implants. And what slashing veterans programs or people that work for veterans, how can you this sort of says about humanity and having compassion and empathy. You send men, young men, over to fight wars to protect other countries or to save our asses during World War II, besides, the whole world, and or Vietnam, and you come back and they're being treated like shit. You find them out on the streets or on the mall in front of the Capitol living like that. What does that say about how the government treats military? And here the military is respecting and doing their job. They're doing their job. And they get so much disrespect. It's disgusting. And so what does Trump do? Trump says, I want this country, I want that country, and whatever. And he slips slops off to the golf course with his fat butt, playing golf, going to Daytona Beach, going to football Super Bowl games. And who's paying for that? Our taxpayer money. And he doesn't care. He just his position in the White House was to get out of prison. He knows he's a liar. He's a trained liar. He was trained to lie. He was trained to bully, threaten, and do all that. I'm glad other countries are stepping up to him, like Canada, Greenland, um, all the countries, Poland, Germany, even though Germany just had an election and had a conservative person win and not the far right Nazi conservative party win. Musk, get with it. All this High Hitler shit, it doesn't work. My dad fought during that war. Nobody wants a life like that again. Don't hurt any race. Any race. Our country was built on immigrants. Jesus, what the hell? You think all of America is stupid? I mean, there are some people that think we're just pure American, but when you go down the family tree uh, line, you'll see that everybody came from Europe. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? People, you need to wake up. You need to wake up, smell the roses, get out of this materialism shit. I mute commercials or fast forward to get through them because, they're just brainwashing us. And who knows what else TV is doing? Maybe subliminal crap is going on the TV, like the what I heard at drive-in theaters. They used to do that to us, probably back in the 50s, 60s with drive-in theaters. They probably said Russia is, communists do not, say prayers or salute to the American flag. I mean, what the hell? and Trump borrowed so much money after he went through his dad's money that he borrowed a lot of money from Russia. That's why he's glued to Russia, to Putin. Read about these things. And Epstein's first job when he was in New York and he was looking for work, he had the smarts mathematically and he became an accountant. And he was one of the accountants to Donald Trump. So, I find Epstein's death a little suspicious because I'm sure somebody in government has his private books or diaries about his interrelationship with Donald Trump and his forging of his taxes. I mean, who the hell, as a millionaire, billionaire, whatever, pays taxes $750, let's say, for 1 year? I mean, it's it's like, why, when Trump's at his second White House having a dinner with all his rich people, saying, yeah, we're going to do $4 trillion and I'm giving you all tax breaks. Like, they already had tax breaks. Why are you doing that? You already had the money. How much more do you want? But I fall back, and I am a Christian in the sense that I'm not, the Catholic things cut out, the Vatican things cut out, because it's all run by Satan, and darkness covers that. Darkness is covering the world right now. But I do agree with Jesus Christ. Jesus is very mad at the Pharisees and at what was going on at the temple. The religion at the time, you know, it was all materialistic. It's controlling people through their religion, Torah, whatever. And Jesus came to teach a way of freedom to think and know that, again, the kingdom of heaven is within. He said it's not about mountains or temples, everything is here. When you open this up, you will realize you can think and speak for yourself, and nobody else has control of you. You don't have to go to church and have someone up on the altar preach and tell you how to live and always constantly tell you you're a sinner. We come from another realm where we were manipulated, our DNA, to this point in time to be put in flesh to live like this. And now that when I review other civilizations with religious control and military control and government control over people all the time, I mean, constantly. And what's the biggest fighting about? It's caused by religion and it's caused by land. And I just believe we had many gods a long time ago, and then one God oversaw all the world. It's just my opinion from reading research of what archaeologists have found. And sometimes I think, and that the rapture, the revelation about the angels coming down on different horses and doing all that destruction on earth, sometimes, like, I would say, why again would a God do that to us? Or could that have been written? Whoever wrote that was being preached by Satan. Just think about it. Have an open mind. Have an open mind to all this stuff. I mean, now, what is it? China or Japan or somebody said, um, oh, Iran still wants Trump real bad. And you know what? Cause and effect. Trump's caused all this crap with tariffs. And these countries are all fighting back. Plus, he got out of NATO. He doesn't. America's given so much to other countries. You're protecting countries from other countries that will control them and spread out. Russia's already a huge country as it is. They don't need any more. But selfish Putin, he wants it all. And what Trump is doing to our country, thinking that, oh, I'm doing a good thing, Putin should be happy about me. Of course, Putin's happy because destroying democracy. If any other leader can destroy America's democracy, who has the control? They do. And Trump's just a puppet, and he's been used, and he's an idiot. Seriously, he doesn't know he's been manipulated, and those who follow Trump still, like he's some mafia boss or whatever the hell, it's all manipulation of this man. He's a felon, found 34 times, and he's a rapist, and he's a womanizer, and he's a rapist. He not a rapist. He's a racist like his dad and his whole family. Uh, there are a lot of rich people that donate to charities and do donate a lot of money, like Taylor Swift. But a lot of rich people started off where they were poor. Not Donald Trump. He was given us, well, they say silver spoon, but I'll say given a golden spoon and a toilet. So a lot of us, I mean, people are working one or two or three jobs. I'm watching interviews of people that said, I worked in this position in the military for a long time, and I come in and I see on my email or note on my desk or my office door I can't get in, and I don't have a job anymore. Do you know how much unemployment's going to go up? That they've lost their job because of Elon Musk. They're just laughing all the way to the bank. They're crushing our Constitution. They're crushing it. Because if Donald Trump wasn't, when he's sitting at the desk, he looks bored as shit. When Elon had his son picking his boogers all over the Oval Office desk, and Trump's just sitting there bearing that crap. It's disgusting. Wake up, folks. I don't care if you're atheist. You got to get out of this deep sleep of this control, fear, and manipulation. When I read things like, okay, Elon Musk the other day on Monday, some cyber attack group of people shut down X throughout the day. Elon Musk is supposed to be a very smart person. So he had to figure that out. And so who did he blame? He blamed Ukraine. Why would Ukraine do that, number one, when Zelensky is trying to save his country? Seriously, you got to think about all these things. It's stupid and it's a lie. And some of the fact checking also is a lie. It's cover ups, people. You got to be aware of what's going on. I'm seriously, this this isn't good. I haven't been sleeping well ever since Elon Musk paid billions of dollars to get Trump as president for his own agenda. I hope, I knock on wood, that every SpaceX ship blows up, that all his, I did see a Tesla um, vehicle the other day, and it is ugly as hell. That is an ugly piece of shit. It's not like George Jetson and back in that time cartoon where you have a car of the future. That car that I saw in that garage, uh, excuse me, it sucked. It sucked really bad. It's an ugly piece of shit. I'm sorry. Cars in the 50s and 60s look cooler than that crap. It's like even if Batman, like they have cartoons or jokes. If Batman showed up in his Batmobile and came across Elon Musk's vehicle, eh, he would laugh. That thing looks like it would just fall apart. It's shit. Excuse my expression. But the bottom line is, you know, we're being torn apart by division. They don't want unity. That's the thing of control. When you have unity amongst people, then you have an uprising. And what I see now is there's protests all over the world and country, and now the military's coming in and arresting people. And I knew that would happen. You don't have constitutional rights to protest anymore. They had the military to come in and arrest you, and that is illegal. So there'll be a lot of court cases, a lot of lawsuits, and we have to get through these 4 years. And God help us in this universe, this little blue planet just floating around in a gigantic universe. And I said, if you want to nuke us or blow us up, go ahead and do it. Then I won't have to pay any more bills anymore. On that note, come back to my channel, listen to me talk about all this crap going on. Take a Xanax or smoke a joint or an edible, and let's just get through this. But remember, stay woke. Woke is you keep the past history alive and you wake up to reality out of the materialism, out of the commercialism, out of the control of the church and the government and the military, and know that this is a soul inside here. You have everything inside here to survive. Seriously, you need to tap into that. It's amazing. Just tap into that. If God or some entity save me, and I don't even care if, like I had a friend reading the Bible, and she said, "Oh, those gray aliens are evil," and I'm looking at the connection of, well, Jesus was from some other realm and impregnated, like he was born by impregnation by an an angel or some stuff going on. And when you look at past artwork like Egypt and you go back in civilizations and you see spaceships and weird looking designs of people, um, you never know. Could honestly be that the Greys and different alien groups are watching our planet, and people fear, oh, they fear being controlled by them. That I think, and what I did see before I close this off is someplace out in the Midwest, the military was launching a missile, and at a certain height, something else, and it was a UFO that came in and blew it up. And a whistleblower put that on YouTube too. So, and don't tell me, oh, that's all fake and this and that. It's really interesting because that military guy said, what was that? And it has been reported in the past of astronauts seeing aliens and UFOs and cover ups by our government. Our government uses cover ups and uses things they don't want us to know, like we're going to really repulse or freak out. I'm not going to freak out because I'm like, hey, yo, if you're going to save us, yeah, come on in. If 2025 or 2026 is when they show up and say enough is enough, and we're going to help civilization, okay, cool. But let's not be, God, where is the Garden of Eden, where if there was such an Adam and Eve and you didn't have to work and were happy and peaceful and love, where is that ever again? The whole world is stressed and crazy. Seriously, it is. Smell the roses. Go out in nature. Go out in the national park. Go find Bigfoot. Go look at footprints and stuff and cryptic stuff, or go out on a blanket at the beach and lay on a blanket at night. Look at the stars. See what you see. It's very fascinating. All right. You guys take care. But it's a lot of thinking. Just open up your mind. Think outside the box. Don't just think about one little thing. I think about the Bible in every hotel drawer or motel room. I mean, sometimes I think, is the Bible controlling us? Is saying all this stuff? I mean, um, look, and you shall receive your answers. Seriously, wake up. People just wake up. It's the same. It's like you're all robotic. You wake up and you get ready for work. You get your kids ready for school. You get on a beltway. You drive to work. You spend 8 hours or 12 hours at work. It's a repeated pattern over and over again. You do your paycheck, and some of that money goes to the government. And why is West Virginia and Kentucky poor? I mean, wake up. Wake up. Seriously, wake up. I'm done. You can call me Kit Kat or Gigi or whatever. I don't care. Those are my nicknames. Um, I just talked about all this for 41 minutes. It's very important. It's just very, very important right now. Stick to how you feel inside of yourselves and realize what's going on. I don't people I don't think people see, like Einstein would talk about the past, the future, and everything is right here now. So if you want to make a difference, you do it now. Talk to you later.